Sick. If you know about Silverstein, I don't think that you will not know about this point. The little character Peggy and Mickey can desperately articulate a series of children's diseases for the excuses to escape from school, which is stunning and entertaining. Finding excuses to escape from school is a common topic of children's literature. But here, Silverstein shows his specialty and talent, and also his ability to break people's expectation. Here, I want to point out the interpretation of Madonna. This point is a compendium of health excuses to avoid school. The excuses range from the trivial, such as hangnail, to the ominous and unexplainable, such as broken leg. The list continues, improbably piling symptoms of chickenpox on top of scoliosis until Peggy Ann Mackey, the point speaker, realizes that today is Saturday, and then beats a swift retreat out of bed in the last line. Goodbye, I'm going out to play. Again, details pile up rapidly, improbably stacked on top of each other in swift, rhyming lines until the punching line. The technique's success here has been borne out by classroom experience. Here, there's an example that can point out the popularity of this point. Teacher James Hamhill decided to have 72 fourth, fifth, and sixth graders vote on their favorite poem of all time after they had studied poetry extensively in class and submitted candidates for the honor. In spite of Hamhill's introduction of the class to poems by other well-known poets for children, and in spite of Hamhill's and the children's offers of numerous alternatives, Silverstein was the only poet the children knew by name, and the winner was Peggy Ann Mackey. And her excuses. The poet's popularity with Hamhill's students is not hard to assess. It lies in Peggy Ann's ability to make up excuses with a breathless speed and in reasonably precise verse while still sounding like a child. She rhymes sprite with rings and month without, but the speed with which she invents does not allow the reader to stop long enough to criticize her or Silverstein's rhyming technique. The final effect is all at the powers of invention as provoked into action by a familiar childhood situation. The point in its clear articulation of children's propensity to invent illnesses in order to avoid school might seem to poke fun at children's transparency. In another poem's hands, the effect might be humor at the child's expense and embarrassment at being revealed as a liar. But in Silverstein's hands, children are sympathetic to both Peggy Ann's attempts to stay home and to her miraculous cure at the end. Silverstein here is himself one of the children, capable of telling lies and giving pleasure therein, admitting children's faults and exaggerating them to make them absurd and laughable, avoids the usual adult stance of using specific examples to demonstrate right behavior by contrast. Indeed, James Hamfield's bravery in presenting the poem to children and thus providing them with a new set of excuses for avoiding school shows his trust in the poem's humor and his willingness to let the humor stand on his own without intervening to caution the children about following Peggy Ann's example. The illustration is simple, but as a two-page spread, the bed occupies most of space. Only half of Peggy Ann's head can be seen, which shows how weak the little girl is and how comfortable the bed is. And most importantly, it shows how reluctant Peggy Ann is about going to school.